Hey, let's take a look at oil because it is really the big story right now. Off $3.43, President Trump, he says Saudi Arabia deserves some of the credit. Roll tape.
Saudi Arabia has been a long-time strategic partner. They're investing hundreds of billions of dollars in our country. I mean, hundreds of billions. They're keeping the oil prices low. I see that yesterday, one of the papers, I was blamed for causing traffic jams because I have the oil prices so low.
Joining us now, James Carafano. He is the Vice President of National Security and Foreign Policy at the Heritage Foundation. James, well, the president, he's doubling down in his defense of Saudi Arabia. He's getting criticism from all sides on this. How smart of a move is it?
Look, I think if you take the Trump rhetoric aside and you just look at what U.S. policy is, I think it's the exact same policy that President Obama would have had if he was still president. If Hillary Clinton was president, I think it'd be the same policy.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I do find it really interesting that the same people that criticize this administration for the withdrawal of America from the global stage are the ones that want them to cut off ties with Saudi Arabia. Is that being disingenuous?
Well, look, it is. I mean, look, we have a strategic relationship with Saudi Arabia, not with particular individuals, with the country. Just like if there are people that you don't like in the UK or in France or whatever, just because you don't like somebody, even if they're a leader in the country, you have a strategic relationship with that country because it's in your strategic interest. To just blow by that is really just playing partisan politics with foreign policy.
What about, though, the idea that maybe there should have been sanctions, more sanctions, and just a tougher tone? You know, everyone buys into this idea that, hey, tone matters.
Well, I don't, because I don't think tone matters. I think real people that do real foreign policy and move the chess pieces around on the board, they look at what countries actually do. First of all, this administration has said people should be held accountable, that human rights matter, and that you just don't go around and kill journalists. And they haven't foreclosed the Senate putting together, like we've done in many other countries, putting together bills and sanctioning specific individuals when we can hold them responsible, including the Crown Prince.
I got another one for you, James. The Feds are reportedly reaching out to other countries right now. They're asking them to drop Chinese telecom company Huawei, and you know, people are jittery about this one. Are they right on this big move?
I think Huawei and ZTE have done some of the most abominable corporate behavior. I mean, look at Venezuela, for example, where ZTE is helping Venezuela essentially monitor its citizens. This is a country that's near destitute, and Venezuela is spending $70 million in order to oppress its own people when it can't even feed its own people. And I think there's a global pushback on this. I think people are looking at the behavior of Huawei and ZTE, and they're wondering whether these are companies that you actually want doing business in your country.
You know, though, interesting, I heard, you know, there are a lot of people on Wall Street who are up in arms. They're saying this is an independent company. It has nothing to do with China. Now, of course, Senator Marco Rubio, Senator Tom Cotton, they introduced a bill in January that sort of suggests the same thing, that, hey, this company is a danger, and they have access to information, and potentially they can harm these countries. So what do you make of the idea that, you know, Wall Street thinks, you know, we should be backing off, that these are legitimate enterprises?
Well, that's how we got where we are, which was the whole notion that as China matured, it would become a normal country and it would do business in a normal manner, and clearly it doesn't. Many of these companies are either publicly or secretly controlled, well, they all are, by the government. The companies are owned by the government is owned by the party, and it does exactly what it says. And anybody who believes that if you have genuine national security concerns or public safety concerns or private information concerns, and they are safe, or your intellectual property is safe in the hands of a Chinese company, we have over a decade of history that proves that that's just a fallacy.
James, thank you very much. Appreciate it.